Hello, everyone. I hope my signal's alright. I'm in a different part of the house, and sometimes I don't get the 4G here, so let me know if it's lagging. I just wanted to promptly address some of the new concerns, because the old ones have now obviously been debunked, and people have admitted to their guilt on the prior allegations, and I think it's kind of a shame to play the pity card and almost get everyone to feel sorry for you when realistically you shouldn't have done the malicious things in the first place, especially considering I personally only had everyone's best intentions at heart the whole way through. Listen to what everyone was saying. We had many group conversations, which we have recordings of, where everyone was on board, everyone was looked out for, and it's a majority thing. It doesn't matter if an individual's got like one small issue that someone else hasn't. When you're in a band, you're in a group of people, you have to look out for everyone's best interest, not yourself. As for this full creative control, this new allegation now, there's a new one, because the old ones weren't strong enough. So there's a new one. Apparently I dictated everything that went on, that I'm the only one who had control to the bank accounts and things like that. It's rubbish. Everyone had clarity on the bank accounts. If you wanted to see them, you just requested to see them. The funny thing is that no one ever bothered to want to help me with any of those things, with essentially managing the band from very early on. Like, someone had to take the reins on that stuff because it wasn't being done properly for us, and therefore no band. So when someone has to take action and be the responsible one, that just kind of happens. Like, that just happens in any group environment, especially in bands. You always have like someone who sort of like leads certain decisions, or like helps with the voice of reason, or has to sometimes be the more authoritative one, just to make sure that like small kind of like issues or conflicts don't like get out of control. And granted, many members in the band were good at that, which was like good. Like, I never had a massive problem up until recently. I was cool with everyone and looking forward to what we were going to do. But it's nonsense. Like, just admit you got to just admit that where you went wrong, and stop trying to hide behind walls of lies and like self-deprivation to try and make everyone like side with you. Because if you got the ability to stab someone in the back that's only stuck by you for 5 years, and I don't know what ability you've got to do to other people, like it's gross behaviour. But yeah, it's just nonsense. I had full creative control. I just was the one that was down early in the morning, working hard, pulling in resources, pulling in friends to come and help build a band and a business, because no one else would. Like, no one else was helping. People would rather play games in their rooms and or have a laugh doing like not much. And I was the one like sacrificing my time. And in the early days, I put a lot of like my own money, and my father put some of his money into making sure that this worked. No one else was fronting that, and then we were all left in the same financial situation. Like, no one was winning extra. I just took it upon myself to get up earlier in the morning, work hard, and like open up some side venture businesses like the property stuff that was mentioned before, because I did that off my own back. I don't play FIFA or Fortnite. I don't do those things for 7-8 hours a day. I go and be productive and see what I can make of my life. And like, sorry if that makes me someone in a more controlling position or whatever it is. It just makes me more responsible. It means I'm the one to blame when this all happens. And I don't mind burdening, some of the responsibility. I'd happily hold my hands up and say I didn't always do the best in the band. Like, there's decisions that I made for myself, and sometimes on behalf of the band, as I'm sure all the boys did as well, that weren't the best decisions. But we live and we learn. I'm happy to admit them, and that's always going to happen in any kind of situation. As for Robbie getting paid, before anyone knew about it, Robbie volunteered to help the band for a long time because I needed the help. The boys weren't helping me. I was the one that was editing, and me and Mikey were the ones editing before Robbie came in. It was only us editing. The boys would play their FIFA. They'd go out and see their girlfriends or whatever they're doing, and then we're the ones sat there editing for hours on end. No one wanted to chip in and go, I'll learn to edit and I'll help you. Like, I'm not going to spend my life editing for a band and then be an equal member in that band. It's not fair. So you hire people to come in and do stuff like that. And fortunately, Robbie and Alex volunteered and did it for a long time, volunteering. And then there was a discussion, a group discussion, where everyone then, they either took part in the discussion or they didn't. If they're too lazy and wanted to go do something else, that's up to them. But if you want to, give a shit about your business or about your band, then you have to be involved in the conversations. And that's pretty much the biggest issue, is that the lazy members, the people who didn't want to act much in the band and just, have fun all the time, as they say, well, you ain't going to build a good business or a good band that way. It takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of energy, and things that you don't like doing. That's it. I didn't like doing everything in the band. We weren't doing daily vlogs recently. We released like a vlog a week, which sometimes would take us like 20 minutes to film. And then another like challenge sort of vlog or whatever. It's easy content. Go try work a full-time job. It's much harder. Like, you get no sympathy card there. Like, this was an easy job. It's quite mentally draining sometimes. I agree with that. But you chose that. That's no one else's fault. If you don't like it, then you shouldn't have been here. Like, that's it. If you couldn't hack it, then it's like the trialists that failed to be here. They couldn't hack it, and that's it. But yeah, I'm just want to set that tone straight before some more allegations start running away for themselves. You got to apply some realism to what Roadtrip was. It was a business, and a business has to be run with responsibility and with like the appropriate kind of energy. And if you don't put in that energy, then it's your own fault if you're not in the line of making decisions or feel like you didn't participate, because that's off your own back. And you can choose to spend money on BB guns and all kinds of stupid stuff and FIFA and like these football packs that whatever people spend hundreds of pounds on a day. You do all that stuff, then you're going to have no money. I just saved all my money and did responsible things with it. It's different people, but like there's no one to blame there. If you're unhappy with your situation, blame yourself. And that's it. And that's pretty much all I've got to say. I just wanted to nip that one in the bud before moving on. But that's it. It's just such a shame that people can't speak the truth. In desperate times, people do lash out and do the wrong thing. And I understand that, and I appreciate that to some extent. But it shouldn't be any one individual in the firing line. It's not fair at all. But yeah, I love you guys, and I hope you're all just not so confused now, and I hope you, continue to enjoy whatever you can right now, whilst everything is quite limiting. Just try and enjoy the little things. Me and Sonny making some tunes, which is fun. Drinking lots of tea. Might have a fire tonight. Just trying to keep pushing forwards, and I look forward to that. But thank you everyone for all the memories in Roadtrip. It was a beautiful thing at different occasions, and I'll never ever regret a second of it. It's just a shame how it had to end up going, but these things happen. Yeah, alright guys, catch you in a bit. Bye bye.
Oh no, just wait.
Cool. I don't know where it's best to put it.
What's going on? What's up, guys? Hope you're all doing good. I love you. I love you too. Hello, Exotic Wyatt. Hello, B. Hello, Blessed by Wyatt. Okay, guys. Basically, I have done a video, and it's too long to upload on my Instagram and my Twitter. It's 15 minutes long, so I mean, yeah, I'm going to show you on this Lively from my phone. Yeah, that's all I've got to say really. I love you guys, and I'll let you watch it now. I'll turn it this way. How do I do that? Sorry guys, I'm a bit... There you go. There we go. Sorry, I know this is a bit...
Guys, so I know there's been a lot of
things being put on social media between Roadtrip members. Not very nice things, actually. And I just want to start off this video by just holding my hands up and saying I'm very, very sorry. This should never have happened. I know that me and Harper put a statement up, but we should never have got you guys involved. And I put my hands up and I apologise. Straight up apologise. I'm very sorry, I'm very, very sorry. It's stressful for you guys, stressful for us. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. I have got some notes, because I'm not very good, me and words don't really go very well. I'm not a very good speaker when it comes to sentences and stringing sentences together. It's not my strong point. So that's why I've written down some notes for you guys to make it a lot more smoother so you guys can understand my point of view of the whole situation. I know this is very long. I know that you guys are probably exhausted from hearing this stuff, but I just thought it's just good to get things off my chest, maturely as well. Like, there's no backhanders or anything. I'm just going to say it how it is. It's true. It is very true. I did actually go to Rye, and I did actually say, let's come up with a plan of trying to salvage something that could potentially be depleting as a business. And that was me. And I'll put my hands up and I'll say that was me. And again, I'm very sorry. But you guys have got to understand as well that we were earning between £70 and £500. And that's not a lot of money. That's really not a lot of money. Like, that's below minimum wage, as Sonny touched on in the video they released. It's not a lot of money, and me personally, it was quite embarrassing that I had to ask my mum to get me out of overdraft. And I'm going to be real with you guys. Like, there's full transparency here. I'm just going to be totally real with you. I've been in overdraft multiple times. And I've had to ask my mum for money because we haven't had a lot of money from Roadtrip. And I found that so embarrassing, like, to ask my mum, like, to lend me loans, and I had to pay her back over a course of time. Which then gets on to my next point, that my mental health was affected by that. Obviously, you can understand that if I want to buy my mum a birthday present, and I can't because I haven't got money to spend, like, I'm beating myself up because I'm like, I should be able to buy my mum a birthday present. Do you know what I mean? Like, it made me feel just bad. I felt like a bad person that I couldn't just go out and just do things with people and, like, buy my mum a birthday present if I can. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if I want. And that took a toll on mine, and I can speak on Harper's behalf as well, like our mental health, which is why, yes, we did spend a lot of time together in my room playing games. And the reason why we done that is to escape any sort of business talk about Roadtrip, because I tried to build friendships within the household, and it would always resort into going back to business chats and how, like, and it would just be negative. Like, it would be negative chats about, like, how the band is depleting and we're losing numbers on Instagram and, like, what can we do to try and fix it. And I'm like, there, like, dude, I just wanna like play games and just have fun, man. Like it's stressing me out. Like, I'm an overthinker as it is. Like, I already overthink things. Like, if someone's said something a bit sharp, I'm like, did I offend them? I'm sorry. Like, that's just how I am. That's how I am as a person. Like, so I don't want to be thinking about that stuff. I want to just be having mates chats and just having fun. Which is why me and Harper had to escape from that, and we just excluded ourselves and played games in my room. That's why. The reason as well, sorry, I'm reading from my notes, I'm not very good, not me and words, we just don't go. I do apologise for that. So, vlogging every day as well, was something that me and Harper was not passionate about. We didn't like the fact that Roadtrip was turning into like a vlogging channel rather than like music and stuff. Like, we stopped the covers, and because we stopped the covers, we then had budget to better our vlogs, which it shouldn't have been that. Music was always and should have been the priority for Roadtrip, because that's what you guys wanted to listen to, and that's why obviously Roadtrip was made, because it's a music band, it's a band. And me and Harper just disagreed with how things were run. Although I do apologise as well, and I hold my hands up, because I know that Rye played some voice notes in the recent video that they posted, him and Sonny. And it was me basically saying, it was my idea, don't put it on Rye, which is so true. It was my idea. It was my idea, like, because I wanted to better my financial situation. Like, I couldn't stand just watching a band deplete in numbers and then ask my mum for money. Like, it was embarrassing for me. Like, I wanted my mum to be proud of me, not to be like, oh, he's sponging off me again, like, oh, and he's getting older. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want that. Like, so I tried to like better like the situation we were in. And I did say some incorrect things on that in those voice notes. And like I said, me and words don't go. So yeah, and I did say some incorrect things, and I didn't mean those things I said. It was because emotions were running high, and I was angry because of the situation that the band was in. Another point, going on to another point now, is none of us, I'm not going to speak for just me, none of us, bar Rye, had any creative control. If anything, the cameramen had more creative control over the content we put out than the band ourselves. Like, if me and Harper wanted to plan a vlog, we'd have to run it through Rye, because that's just the way Roadtrip worked for some reason. I don't know why. Rye was the yes or no man. You go to him, he goes yes. Go to him, he goes no. So me and Harper were very, very deflated emotionally because of that as well. We felt like we weren't progressing the band. There was no team effort. It was when there should be. There was no team. It was just we had to go to someone in the band, hear what they have to say. If they say yes or no, we can do it, and if they say no, we can't. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's how it was run. And yeah, and that's why that killed my passion towards Roadtrip as well. Being in the band, it's not that I didn't want to be in a band, I didn't want to be in Roadtrip. Basically, like, that's what it comes down to, because of the way things were. I also I lost a passion for Roadtrip, being in Roadtrip, because I didn't get a lot of solos, and when I asked for maybe put me on a little bit more if that's okay, like politely, I'd be shut down from members of the band, and their response would be that I wasn't a good enough singer to basically sing on records, and I didn't warrant more solos, which affected me mentally, because if that's your profession and you're a singer and that's what your passion has always been in life, like, that crushed me, like, and that's something that stuck with me, I think, and grinded on me throughout the years, because it wasn't just like a one-off. It would be like, throughout this 5 years that I've spent with the boys, that would always be like an unspoken thing, but like, obviously then it would come out on certain occasions where I'd be like, oh, can I, and I wouldn't get it. So that was something that I struggled with, being told that I wasn't good at my profession, which is why I wanted to get out as well. The reason why I left at 2 a.m. With Harpo is because I'm not a very confrontational person. I hate confrontation, and I know if I left broad daylight, I'd be confronted, and it put me in an awkward position. I'd start overthinking. I wouldn't know what to say. Like, that's just who I am. Like, I just don't like confrontation. I don't like arguments. I just want to live a happy life, very, very mellow, chill life. No arguments. I just want to Do you know what I mean? I just want to just be happy. And in this situation, in Roadtrip, I was not happy. And I know that some of you picked up on that as well, saying I wasn't myself and stuff for a good couple of months. And the reason being is because I wasn't happy. Cameramen also having more creative control over what the band members had, like for the content that we're putting out, I thought was wrong. Like in the likes of Callum coming in after 2 months and basically telling us what we should post and what we shouldn't post. I found that very insulting because I've been there 5 years. Like, it's been a journey for us and you guys as well. Like, it's been a journey for all of us between Roadtrip and the roadies. And for someone to come in and just start telling me what I can and can't post, not just Callum, I'm not saying it's just Callum, I'm saying in general, I was very insulted by it and I weren't happy, but because I don't like confrontation, I didn't speak up about it to their face. And that's something that I've got to work on. I've got to work on confrontation because it's life. It's life. And I apologise as well for that. Ryan chose to hire Robbie, his brother, without letting any of us know about how much he's being paid. I didn't even know Robbie was getting paid after a few months of him even being there. Like, and that is all of our share of money as well, guys. Like, and I had no idea. And how I found out was actually my mum pointing it out to me and going, "Is Robbie getting paid to do this stuff?" And I was like, "I don't know." And she was like, "Ask Ryan, just see if he's getting paid." So I asked. In the car, I remember we was going around a roundabout in the car by Reading. That's where we lived at the time. I was like, "Oh, does Robbie get paid?" And then he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I had no idea." But there was no transparency, guys, basically. Like, we're directors of the company and we should know what's coming in and what's going out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had no idea Robbie was getting paid. And then on to the next note. The voice notes were prior to the conversations I had with Blair. I only heard Rye's part of the plan, like, because I gave it to Ryan. Ryan then made it into this massive plan. He, like, extended on it, basically, and, like, took it into, like, action in his own way. I didn't speak to Blair, and I was told, and I was told by Ryan not to speak to Blair until after we recorded the conversation that you guys heard in his video. So I didn't. And then I spoke to Blair a day after, explaining, like, this contract that's going around, which, by the way, I've got up here because I know that Rye said it wasn't a contract, but I'll put it on email and I'll show you guys right now what it says here. Here we go. I'm going to pick this up, sorry guys. So I've got it here, right? So Rye Beaumont to Gibson Wyatt, which is my name. Rebrand agreement contract. I'll go into it. Cardigan Music Limited, which is our company, and then here are our shares, which also I wasn't happy with. We are sharing our shares with cameramen that have been there for only several months, and we built this up from 5 years ago. And this is where this turns into a contract, guys, because I'll tell you now, the nature of this agreement is legally binding amongst all CML shareholders. So basically, legally binding means it's a contract. It's not an agreement. Like, that is a contract. It's legally binding. I just wanted to clear that with you because I know there's been a lot of like, "Oh, I'll show you the contract, like, yeah, if you want to see it," but I'm just going to show you straight up, that's the contract. But other than that, I'm passionate about music. I love what I do. I love the singing. I love the making of music. I love just being in writing sessions. I love all of it. I love you guys, and I'm excited for what comes next, the next chapter, and I hope that you all stick by us, and yeah, I love you all, and have a great night.
Is that nice? Are we having a strawberry?
Do you want one?
Yeah, please. Thank
Yeah?
you. Yeah, please, man.
Hey guys.
Yeah, where we can't keep you updated all the time. Things change every day, and every day we find out something new and all this, and it's just like, thank you very much.
What's up, bro?
Is that nice? Are we having a strawberry?